Awesome. We're recording. We want to welcome just everyone to tonight's Tip from the Top. And literally, we can say tips from the top because for those of you that are brand new, maybe you're part of the few that don't know these two. But if you've been with this company for any amount of time, you very well know their faces. You know who they are. They're number one in the entire company. They are black diamonds. Even just above that, it's crazy how you can be in a business for almost 4 years and, you know, you see each other, 2-3 times a year, and you try to build a relationship at conference or green carpet. But what's been really cool is, you know, having the opportunity to earn surf and turf and spend time around a bonfire with you two, and then, earning a trip to the ranch and getting to spend time with even more with Joel, just one-on-one. It's like, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really feel like the last year or so we've actually got to know each other, which has just been a huge blessing for me and Sherry Lynn. And thank you for being on tonight. You have a million other things to do. We're month end. We have a new product. Like, there's so many things going on. And so we don't want to take a ton of your time, but I know the team is absolutely just floored to have you guys on, and we're spoiled to have you on. And I'm just blessed to know you guys so much. And so I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you. I mean, we talked, shot you a few questions previously. Guys, you can shoot them in the chat. I can't promise you we're going to get to all of them tonight because I know you'll have a million of them. But Joel, Steph, I'm just going to turn it over to you because there are a lot of people on here who haven't heard your story, which, I mean, literally the first time I heard your story, it honestly blindsided me because it's just never, I mean, you look at you two, me and Sherry, we've only seen your chapter, since we've joined this company. And then not the story of so many of our lives. Like, we see the chapter that we are in today and not the chapters that got us to the chapter we're in today. And so I'm just going to turn it over to you. I'll ask a few questions, maybe butt in a little bit, but not very much, because I just want our team to hear your hearts. And we'll just see what the Lord does over the next, 45 minutes or so, if that works. And so just go ahead, share your story with us and take over, you guys.
Well, 45 minutes is going to be way too long because I'm just going to kill it right here.
All right.
Yesterday, as the story goes, Collagen Works was launched. So you need to order it and then use it and then sell it, and end of Zoom.
That's it.
Nailed it.
That would be Joel. I know. So I just wanted to say hi to everybody. And it's so funny when we ask questions and we get on Zooms and we're like, what are some questions? And they say, usually, can you share a piece of your story? And it's so interesting because we've been in, guys, actually over 9 years. And so I feel like, God, a broken record. Do they really want to hear my story? Is it important to share our story? Does it even matter to anybody? And it does. And so that's really what I want you guys to know is your story does matter. From day one, it matters. We all start exactly the same way. And, maybe not in the same way that we did, but,
Hopefully
we
not.
all had something triggered us to start, right? And when we got started, like John had mentioned, on the outside, we look the same. But on the inside, a lot of people didn't know because we were never complainers. And you guys will see that about us. We're always looking, how can we better ourselves in life in general? And how can we help you guys? And so we were going through a really difficult time. We were going through bankruptcy. We were kind of say the jack of all trades. We were fitness franchise owners. I had a massage therapy license, a hair license. Joel worked in financials. Like, we really have done it all. And we went through that time when the economy collapsed. And so having fitness franchises, that just was one things that people didn't need anymore. And so we were just getting farther and farther behind. And it was early on in our marriage. And I was like, I married you not for the worse. I was like,
when they say for better, it's like the worst part, you need to get out of the front part because then you can just move forward from there.
And so I was at this really frustrating part. I loved him. And I was like, if we can make it through like this darkest time, then we'll be okay. But I said, I just don't know anymore. And so I was feeling fat. I was depressed. It wasn't the Stefani that I knew that was in me. So if any of you ever feel like that, and you'll probably go through seasons of your life, you just don't feel the best version of yourself. That's where I was at. And I wanted more, and I just didn't know. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have any of those, doctorate or anything, but I knew I wanted more. Does everybody want more, right? You want to do more for your family. You want to show them that they can be anything they want to be. And I just didn't know. I knew that I wanted to be a millionaire, which sounds ridiculous, but I did, because I knew I could do a lot of good things with that. And there was a point where Joel had said, do you just trust God? Because I do. And I was kind of at that moment of, no, I don't really think I do, because I was getting frustrated. Like, how can he be putting me through all of this hardship? And I thought, you know what? Fine. You're right. We've always been taken care of. We'd randomly get a check in the mail. Like, if anybody's overpaid their electric bill or something, and then you get like $20 and you're just like, it was perfect timing for us. And so he kind of reminded me of that. And so I thought, you know what, that's fine. And we went to get our hair cut. So I'll kind of fast forward. So fat, depressed, wasn't myself. And he saw that in me and thought, I've got to do something for my wife to make her feel good. So I went to get my hair cut. And this is when our friend who has lost weight, this is a big key, guys. She lost weight, and I asked her, what did she do? And she said this wrap thing. So be a product of the product. That is, you're going to be your number one best tip that you can do. And so that's why Joel's always like, use the product like we get paid, right? Because that's what she did. She took the product and it worked. And she's like, it makes your fat cells go away, blah, blah, blah. And Joel's the green sciencey nerd, for those of you that don't know. And he's like, scientifically, that's impossible. There's no way. I'm going to prove this wrong. And then he's like, but if you're getting skinny, I'm going to get skinny at the same time. And so that's really kind of what had happened. The product worked. And so then what? You have a couple choices, right? And she said, well, you can get my discount or you could get paid. And I thought,
nope, that's not what she said. She said,
well,
oh, and by the way, it's one of those pyramid things. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to be rich.
That's Joel. And I was like, well, I guess I will try to get paid a little bit, get some free product, because we were broke and I didn't know how we were going to do it. So initially, and for those of you that are new, you may not even have a big goal, and that's okay. Joel did. And I just thought, if I could just make even a couple hundred, but then if I really could make $1,000, that was my realistic goal, was if I could make $1,000, I knew that is what I needed to bring into my household to kind of keep up with the bills. So that's something too, you guys. Write down, what is that realistic number that you need to do? And that was my part of the family, was if I could bring $1,000 in. And so we got to work. We didn't even know charting, you guys. So for those of you that are new, you're going to start hearing charts or maps, and we didn't know what that really was like. But you saw an opportunity that Joel saw, that there was a light bulb that went inside of me because I was excited. I'm like, well, this works. I got to tell people. I don't even know what's going on. And so that excitement of not knowing, and I thought, you guys, you could do this too. I called my friends. This product worked. You can get my discount, or for $40 more, you could get paid and make some money and get the product too. Why not do that? That is really how simple I keep it to this day. I try not to overcomplicate it. If we get too complicated, it gets too hard for people, and we're going to lose them. So a couple things that I go back to always is, what did I do at the beginning? I was excited. I used the product, and I just let people know the simplicity of the business. So sometimes when we don't know everything, it's so much better than knowing everything. So I still act like I don't know anything. I'm like, well, just get a discount then. Or why don't you just get the results and get paid and use the product? So try to keep that kind of that simplicity part of it. Mm-hmm. Do you want to add to the story? Or
no? So the part of the story was, I was the jerk that went to prove it wrong, and it worked. And then I was like, well, now I have to figure out how it works. And here's why. Because I knew a woman would sell a child a kidney, not pay an electrical bill, and bounce a check from one account to another to buy a skinny wrap to get skinny in 45 minutes for $25. I was like, this is $1 billion product, not knowing that there was anything else. So based on that, I was like, all right, this is awesome. I'm in. And then she said, the kiss of death for most people, oh, it's one of those pyramid things. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And the number one reason why is because those pyramid things are awesome. They've been around for thousands of years. I've said this at a couple One Team, One Missions. I've said these at conference. There was this guy that created this business model called network marketing. His name was Jesus. He started out with 12 dudes. Those 12 dudes signed up 72 dudes. Those 72 dudes went out and started a bunch of other churches who basically ended up signing up millions of people. So we know the business model is biblical and it works. It's compound math. It's amazing. So I love the industry. So the next question that he has on here is, you guys have been with It Works and in this industry for a long time. So why it works? And here's why. Network marketing has always been about a premium product at a premium price that nobody wants to buy or show up to family events because they're thinking you're going to hawk it on them. That is what it's always been about. This was a premium product at a discounted price that people still do not know exists. Guys, I've been saying this for 9 years. We're still less than 1% market cap for people even knowing that this product exists. The reason why you think everybody knows it exists is because you are with new car syndrome. You know what new car syndrome is? It's that time that you've never seen a car until you buy it. You buy that car, and then next thing you know, you see it everywhere in town, and you're like, oh, for the love of Pete, does everybody have this car? And not only that, did everybody get the same color as me? That's what happens. That's why you have to go Black Diamond so you can buy fancy cars. Just saying. So that is what happens with It Works. You get in, and then all of a sudden, they've got these amazing things on social media called algorithms, which attract everything to you. So now all you do is you think that you see It Works people all the time. And guess what? Nobody out there still knows that this single product exists. Walk around and ask people if they want to see results in 25 minutes sitting on a couch drinking water.
45.
Yes, 45. They still don't think a product like that exists. They're still looking for it. They're still looking for an infomercial. You have that single product right there that can blow their minds. And now compound that with everything that we've come out with over the last 9 years. Now you can lead with coffee. Well, who drinks coffee? Everybody. Sweet. You want to get paid to drink coffee? Here, I can teach you how to do it. And it's going to help you lose weight as well. Oh, collagen. Have you ever heard of that? It's pretty much the hottest thing on the face of the planet right now. Guess what? We've got it too. It'll melt your face off and you'll make money at the same time. So now you have all of these amazing things that are a premium product at a discounted price that everybody wants versus a product that nobody wants and they feel like you're forcing it on them. The second reason why I would say it works is, one, our compensation plan is the best in the industry. Why? Because I'm a green and that's what I do. Not only was I a green, I'm kind of like John. I was in finance. My job was numbers. I looked at this compensation plan and was blown away. Now, the other thing is we've been in this industry for over 15 years. I've been in this since I was 19, always looking at other companies. So I've seen everything under the sun. And guess what? Their comp plans don't compare to this. That's the end all right there. Is
the longevity. I mean, we talk about this a lot, you guys. So when people do say this, we're debt free. That's a big deal right there. Having debt free is when the economy is in a dip at all, It Works doesn't have to worry. They're always going to pay us. I've never had to worry about if they're going to pay us those checks because they are debt free. So they've done things right. They've built organically, which is a big deal. Can you get into this company and get to the top? Absolutely. I didn't come from another company. I didn't come over and bring a bunch of people with me. And I love that. I love that I can sit here and tell you truthfully that you can do this. Is it going to be work? Absolutely. But you have the ability to do that. And that was something that we loved. Is this something that we would be proud to stand behind and tell you that you could do this business and get to whatever income you want? If you want to stop at $10,000 a month and be content, that is on you. Okay. So that is what we love about that. they give back. We have a heart of giving back. And when you have a fire and a passion to give, you've got to make a lot of money to be able to give back in ways that you never have. So when you get to certain things and we've paid off debt and we've done so many amazing things, but when you go and you can give back the amount that we've been able to give back, that puts a new fire inside of you to go out and do more. And so that's why we're constantly in the field, in the trenches with you guys, because I never want to lose that part of who we are. Is if I'm going to tell you guys something, I've done it. Okay. And that's what I know that God has put us in a position to do is, with It Works leaders, you're going to see that about all of us. We're not going to ever tell you to do something if we haven't done it ourselves. So debt-free, they've been around for 19 years. I mean, that's a long time. There is a solid foundation. They're not going anywhere, and they're innovators. Mm-hmm. So we watch this too, you guys. They're keeping up with the trends, and they're going to bring us what is out there for us and be able to give it to us. So I get excited about that because you said, here we talk about getting in with the wrap, but now people are coming in because of keto. Keto is such a big word. I mean, Joel looks at these numbers and he's like, one of the big hashtags is keto and over 1 billion tags in Instagram with that. So that's just huge. So keto, then collagen. I mean, they're going to constantly give for you, but you just got to utilize that. What was the other thing that we usually talk about?
Well, I haven't talked about it yet. So
okay, I'll let you go.
So my number 3 point is It Works is systematized. Mm-hmm. So who else has systems that are multi-billion-dollar companies? Oh, let's talk about McDonald's. Mm-hmm. Their system is well regarded. Amazon has systems. Google has systems. Systems are important, and the reason why is because the systems are magic. It is what will go on after you. If you're the magic stops with you. If you stop working, the business stops working. The great thing about a business that's systematized is that the system can continue on with or without you. So what I looked at was, oh my gosh, we've got an income chart. The income chart tells you how much you want to make. That's your goal. Okay, I want to make $2,000 a month. Well, we know that that's a diamond level. Guess what? We've got a diamond chart. Guess what? That diamond chart breaks down into a ruby chart. Guess what? That ruby chart breaks down to steps to success. Guess what? Steps to success are as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if you can learn just a couple steps and do them over and over again, repeatedly, and continue to do them and teach them to other people, it's duplicatable whether you are involved or not. That is what the magic that It Works has with their system. And they say billionaires look for something, and when they find something, they make sure that there's 6 things that they can do over and over and over again. They look for 6 important things. And guess what? If you just do those 6 things, it will basically make up 80 to 90% of whatever it is in that thing to be successful. So we know the 6 things in It Works are: you put a wrap on, you repeat, you blitz, then you do step 1, step 2, and step 3. There's your 6 things that you just have to repeat over and over again, and that will take care of 80 to 90% of your business. The rest of it comes in when they throw in random promotions. You're like, oh, I got 10% bonus time. Let's go rush out and go crazy. So those are the things that set us as a company above and beyond anything else out there. And that's why we chose it. Actually, it kind of chose us. And then when I did the research, I was like, yeah, this is mind blowing. We're going to run and just kill it. So that's the thing that I'm so excited about, because that stuff hasn't changed. I'll be here 9 years from now telling you step 1, step 2, step 3, blitz, wrap, repeat, until you guys are like, God, would he just stop saying that? No, because it pays me a lot to just keep doing the same 6 things over and over again.
And I love that we can really have any age come in, any background, it doesn't matter, and really keep that simplicity of the business. Because if I would have been brought to something where they're doing all these magical charts and numbers like Joel's talking about, he loves that, but that would have scared me. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I would have been like, I can't do that. And that's okay. You don't have to. We really want to keep that. I love the new 5-minute presentation. So get used to just keeping it. your spin on things, but remembering to offer, to show the products, to offer the customer program, and then to not forget to ask them, you know what, there's no pressure, but why not give it a shot and make some money with this? I'd love to help teach you. And so if you don't ask, the answer is no. So when you say there's no pressure, but I want to offer this to you, that's on them. You did your job, okay? And so some people are going to say yes, and some will say no. Just learn that no is an okay word. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And the more that you do it, the better that you get. So with the next question, what is it something that we do every day to grow our business? So every day we've evolved. And I've heard this with Mark on the Ambassador Zoom is think about how much I've gone through my warm market. Oh my gosh, like where did they go? I was scared my warm market was going to think I was crazy. So I went to strangers right away because I just knew that I felt more comfortable talking to strangers. For whatever reason, do you guys feel this way? Strangers just are more open to you. They don't know your background. They don't know where you come from. So you can be whoever you want to be, so make your Facebook or your Instagram fun. Who do you want to be? Really take an inventory of who that person is, because today you can change that. You can be fun. You can be loyal. You can be consistent. You can be all the things that you want to be. You don't have to be your past, because I wasn't always the best person, but thankfully God gives me grace and that I can be a better person today of who I am. But I've always got up, and Joel's helped me with this, is initially we really want to go for our phone first thing in the morning, don't we? We really want to look at that. And so what I've learned to do is not look at my text message, because that could set your day, guys. It could make it be negative or positive. And I want you to have a good, positive day. So I've learned to not pick up my phone, go to the bathroom, and then read a verse, a Bible verse, something that gets my mind right. So that if I do get a message, I can choose to go, is this going to help me with productivity, or is it going to take me down a wrong path? So choose wisely. I'm going to look at that text if it's something like, whatever it is, negative, and choose to look at something positive. So that's what I want you to do, is get used to that. So maybe you go, you know what, I'm going to message 25 people a day, whatever your number is. So for me, it's 50, and I do 10 every 5 hours. So I'll message 5 people on Facebook and 5 people on Instagram. It takes me just a couple minutes. I get them done. I don't just message and wait for them to get back to me, but I'm going to get those out of the way so that I set my goal up for the day, and then I go back throughout the day and follow up with those messages. So use Facebook and Instagram wisely, because a lot of people say, I don't have a lot of time. That's going to be something that you hear. I don't either. None of us have a lot of time, but how do we use it? So you guys each have 2 to 3 minutes every hour, I bet. Go to the bathroom, take your phone with you, because I know you do, and message there. We figure it out. So do these daily tasks every day. Set your number. So is it 50? If you did 50 5 days a week, there's 250 messages that you put out. Now, even if 25 people came back through, what are your chances of getting customers and distributors from that? If you got a distributor a week, would you guys be happy with that? Just from those 50 messages each day, breaking it down into your hours, into your days. I hope that's kind of making sense. And I know Sherry Lynn and John can help guide you guys, or your leaders, with that. But make sure you guys know a number. If you don't know a number, you've got to figure that out.
So the thing that you have to determine is, what is the minimum number you're going to do each day? You're going to do something for your business every single day. You have to figure out what that minimum is. Now, once you get that minimum, you commit to doing it every day, hell or high water. I don't care what's going on. If you get to the end of the day, you better crunch that last 15 minutes before you turn off the lights to get it done. Now, you keep doing that. And here's the thing that I want you to listen. Stay in this company long enough until you get a great ratio. See, most people get into this and they do a couple things and it doesn't work, and then they give up. Well, the problem is you didn't give yourself enough time to gather enough information so that you could correct and course correct until you become successful. So you figure out what your minimum number is, You do it for 30 days. Then you look at your results. Did you get the results of what you wanted? Did you want to sign up 5 distributors that month? Did the minimum work that you put in each day get you your 5 distributors? If it did, amazing. If it didn't, your minimum is not enough to reach your goal. Now, for the next 30 days, amp it up a bit, do a little bit more, and keep adding until whatever it is you are doing is hitting your goal. Now, once you do that, let's say it takes you 300 people to get one person to join. That's amazing. I would rather have that information than not knowing what it takes. And the reason why is because now it's become a definable ratio. You know your ratio is 300 to 1. So now it's a game. How quickly can I get through the next 300 people to get one person to say yes? Guess what? You got to 250. That's amazing. What's going to happen over the next 50? You might get somebody else to say yes. It becomes fun at that point. Everybody talks about apps and how they're gamifying everything and you get all these, cool badges. This is the greatest game to play with yourself, because once you find out what that number is, there is no reason to ever quit, because now all of a sudden you've just got a hash marker that you're just hashing, and you get somebody and you're like, yay, I'm getting better. Now I'm getting 4 for every 300 people that I talk to. So now all of a sudden your numbers start getting better. Now your number gets better. You have 2 choices. You can do the same amount of work and get a little bit more output, or you can put more output and get amazing life-changing results. And that's all Steph's ever done. She started out with wanting to do 5, and then all of a sudden it got to 10. And now 10 is, hey, if I don't have 5 by the middle of the month, something's wrong. And then you push. But that didn't happen in 12 months. They said that there's a Japanese millionaire that said the problem with most people is they don't give themselves enough time. He says in anything that you do, in any project that he does, he gives himself 5 years to become successful. If it happens before that, it's amazing. If he gets to 5 years and it hasn't happened, it probably won't happen. So if you're ready to commit the next 5 years of your life to building this business, I guarantee you over the next 5 years, you will become successful at this.
I'm seeing the messages, and the best thing I can do is, you guys may not see me on a lot of group messages and a lot of team pages or like different pages. And that's because I just don't get caught up in that. I know where to use my time. I've learned along the way not to get out and caught up in, oh my gosh, this person's over here doing this. And, because I do want to compare myself. It's just human nature. And so the best thing I do is, here's my goal. And it might be, like I said, yours might be 3, and that's okay. Just figure that number out and stay diligent to what your strengths are. I know that I have some weaknesses. I don't focus there. I focus in my strength, and I really tried to get them excited and just to get that new distributor moving. The quicker that we can get them to post and kind of guide them, the better off that they're going to get a win. And so when I'm messaging people, I'm me, you guys. I'm not scripty. So when they're like, give us your best script, I'm like, oh gosh, I really am very different each one. And that's because I do it personally each time. And that might sound crazy, but that's what works for me. And so I'll just message them and say, hey, I totally stalked your page, because you probably just did mine too, because I just sent you a message, and that's okay. I want you to know who I am. And I just really think, have you ever thought about making some extra money from home if it's a distributor? Or, hey, I have this awesome new product. I just thought of you. I'd love to get your feedback if you could be a product model for me for 90 days. So something as simple as that. And you guys know this, because if they looked at their message, they probably did go look at your page, right? Because I know I do that. So put yourself into their shoes and go, what would I be doing? And if you can relate to them, you've just made a friend. They're more apt and open to you, and that's good. So don't be paranoid or panic if they didn't message or look at your stuff. You just keep going, okay? So that's what we want you to do, is be consistent. I do this every single day, and that's something that I've been disciplined enough to know that it's paying off. Those numbers start to happen. That layered leadership starts to happen. if you feel like, gosh, I'm the only one showing up. I felt like I was the only one showing up to One Team, One Missions, to trainings, but I've learned if I don't show up, somebody else isn't gonna show up. So I'm always gonna be showing up. I always learn something from events. I always get on the Sunday night call and Monday night calls. It's important to do those things. So if you want to be that leader, start with yourself. So I can say that we've been consistent through those things. Have we had to try new things? Absolutely. I was not an Instagrammer, but I gave myself time to learn it. I don't expect to know it all. And so if you're like, I'm not an Instagrammer either, it's okay. You'll get better. Just like riding a bike. Go back to when you started to learn. You were a little wobbly, right? But you kept going. So remember to keep going and talk to your newbie like this. This is really hard. This is where we got to get into their mind, because they want to quit if they don't have something happen right away. And you have to go, I understand where you're at, and I'm here to help you, and believe in them, encourage them. They're going to stick with you a lot longer, and before you know it, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting this. And so those are the same things that you do. It's the new ones that you have to really kind of say, hold their hand. That's where I spend a lot of the time. As you grow in the ranks, and John knows this, we don't get to spend a lot of time to each other because he's in a huge rank position, top leader in the company. So he's helping pour into you guys. So when we do get some time, it's awesome that we can, get time to talk back and forth about things and what's working. We never say what's not working. We're always talking about what's working. Where are we going? Who's coming with me? If you don't want to come with me at my pace, that's okay. But I know where I'm going. And I hope you all want to go with me, because I like to go fast. I have big goals, and I know John and Sherry Lynn have big goals for you guys. So the best thing I can tell you is don't overthink things. Just start having that action. That is hands down. Worry about what you're good at.
Let me butt in here just a second, because man, this is like gold right here. You guys are just like, I think the thing that still shocks me to this day hearing you talk is that even in my mathematical mind and my logical mind, I'm like, Joel and Stefani, Black Diamonds, like there has to be a secret way that it happened. And here you are today, like just saying you are asking, you are doing something, you have your goal every day. I think like it's because in my industry, like Wall Street is so complicated and convoluted. And so like, on Wall Street, it's a complicated business. And, there's so many pieces to the pie, and you don't make near as much money as we do in this business yet. This is a simplistic business, but it just takes work. And I think that's the most mind-blowing part about what I'm hearing y'all say. It's like Joel and Stefani Dunn, like the secret sauce is that they probably outwork everyone else in this company. Like that's probably it is what it has come down to for years. They're not number one because there was this secret sauce that Joel came up with that all of a sudden they just shot to number one. Day in, day out, the road to number one it was up, it was down, it was left, it was right, but all along the way. And I can attest for Joel and Stefani, like the only input they're giving on any page is positive reinforcement and saying this is how we're looking at things, because they're not wasting their energy on what other people are doing. They're like, we're number one and we're Black Diamond, but we don't want to just make like 100,000 a month. We want to make $1 million a month, and I just admire that so much. And we as leaders, like we can say it all day, but when you hear the number one income earner saying it just is being consistent every day over the long haul, like that's why you are where you are. And I mean, it still just rings so true. And I just had to, I guess beat a dead horse or whatever you want to call it, is that's really what it is, team. It's not that there's some other special thing out there. It's not, there's a ton of other network marketing companies out there, but in any network marketing company, it's going to take the same amount of work, but we just believe we're in the right one that is ahead of the curve, that is young, that's vibrant, that's competitive. And like, these are our number one leaders, like, just pouring their hearts out to you, saying it's just a consistent thing you do every day. And I just think that is absolutely fascinating. So I'm done interrupting. You can continue.
No, I love that. And something that I want you guys to know too is what I love about this is the longevity of what our income has had month after month after month. This isn't just a one-time $100,000 a month check, guys. Like, part of me is this, because I battle with this because I'm not one to, I would never want people to think that I'm boasting or sharing out of that way, because that's not who I am. But over 5 years, I'm like, man, I wish part of me wants to show her 1099, because you guys would absolutely be so proud of it works. What we have done, even at the beginning, year after year after year after year, not just, hey, here's one big bonus. For one, we've never got a bonus. I'm actually hoping I get a bonus this month. That would be awesome. But I am so proud that God made it that way for us to be able to share that with you. $100,000 a month with no bonuses. And so I'm so honored to say that. And that's what's exciting for you guys. So as we grow in this company, as we get larger, as we keep going bigger and bigger, and year after year, people will start to look at different things or do some things, and that's okay. But I can tell you that legacy money, that's what people need to look at, is that bigger vision, because my first check was $26. I was like, this isn't working out so much. But at the beginning, what do we have to show? Those fast starts. You do have the Ruby bonuses. We do have those small goals that I know that Mark has put into place to give you that excitement that sometimes we need. So know that our first few checks are hilarious. I just think, oh gosh, if people could just see that $26 to, fast forward to a couple years in. So I'm right with you guys, is what we're basically saying.
I remember when Sherry was trying to go diamond, and I literally calculated that she was making like $3.28 an hour based on like the time she was putting in, and talk about having to get your foot out of your mouth really quick after a couple months. And I think I can speak for the group. We would love to see your 1099s. Like, no, I'm just playing. But I just think about this, like year after year, you see ambassadors and even non-ambassadors like making $1 million in this company within less than 5 years, less than 3 years, less than 2 years. And people don't believe it, but they can do it. It's just, do they want to be consistent each and every day over the long haul? And so as much as we would love to see your 1099s, to your point, like, let's just think about the millionaires that have walked across the stage at conference. Like a ton of people on this Zoom have seen those people. Like those are legit people who have made $1 million in commissions in this company. And it can be done by anybody who's willing to put in the time.
That's just it, guys. Are you ready for it? Are you really ready to do it? If you say yes, then you need to start running now. Don't care about who's doing what, where. Knowing, you may struggle with, am I a good leader? Am I doing the right things? You are perfectly you. And you made that decision, and you're going to do it. And that was the decision I made, was like, I'm going to do this. And I was kind of like, well, I'll just prove them wrong, whatever. And I just stayed in my lane. And so that's what I want you guys to do. Really get to work, really make that decision, to really go for it and put in that extra time, because that's really what we did.
And I'm really going to simplify this for you guys. If you can, just boil everything down, ignore everything that we said up until this point, other than get a lot of collagen, this is what you need to be writing down. Okay. So we have a very, very powerful compensation plan. The only problem is I can't tell you how to get paid from it, because it's a variable. I can't tell you if you're going to sign up a customer, if tomorrow they're going to order a Fat Fighter or next month they're going to order a Fit 30. So I can't tell you what your commission is going to be. The one controllable piece of our compensation plan is fast starts. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, when you sign a distributor, have them signed up on an 80 BV auto ship, and then they get 2 customers, that kicks out $100. That is guaranteed money. I know it. It's there, and it happens every single time we do it. So
I don't think we've missed a week, honestly, because I'm like so focused on what is my goal.
Yeah, I think in the last 5 years, we haven't missed a week getting a fast start. So just think about that. And the reason why is because it's the controllable piece of the compensation plan. So when Steph said she wanted to make $1,000 and we got a $26 check, I was like, that's stupid. Whatever that $700 check was that you got, that was amazing. Let's focus on doing that. So we found out that if she wanted to hit her $1,000 goal, that's 10 distributors a month. That's what her goal has always been. So figure out what your goal is. Do you want your house payment paid? Okay, how many fast starts is that per month? And focus on that. What's your car payment? Get that down in fast starts. Focus on that. Start paying for things in your mind on your budget with your fast starts and start building your business accordingly. And here is why. It's compound math. If we go 12 months at 10 distributors, that's 120 distributors in our organization over 12 months. So if you focus on it and you hit it, perfect world numbers, you got 120 new distributors by the end of the year. I'm pretty sure 120 distributors by the end of the year are going to sign up a few throughout the year.
Who sign up a few?
Who sign up a few?
Who sign up a few? Who lead to John and Sherilyn? And you guys.
you do that consistently for 9 years, your organization is going to be mind-blowing. So it doesn't matter what happens within your organization, as long as you know that you're going to come and sign 10 new people, hell or high water, every single month, your organization will grow. Now, we didn't always start out that way. Steph was like 5 people. I'm focused on 5 people, focus on 5 people. So you will grow into it. But use that as your measure, because that is the most important part that will naturally grow your team. I love it that people love to go out and get a bunch of customers. But Stephanie, what would you rather get? 12 customers or 4 distributors that are going to go out and get 12 customers?
I've always been like this, you guys. So I'm smart. You may think that Joel's the smart one always, but I am a little bit smart over here. So I've always thought, God, if I could sign 4 distributors instead of me gathering all the loyal customers myself, it's less work and I'm actually making more. So if I got 12 customers at 15% of whatever they ordered, or would I rather help 4 distributors get started, help them gather their loyal customers, get their free product, and what happened? I just earned 400 in fast starts, plus I'll earn 10% off of those customers. So that makes more math sense to me to put a little bit more effort into gathering the distributors. And they're going to want to do the same, right? They want to make $100 each week. So if we could just focus on that. Now, if you're like, I'm gathering customers, I promise you it's your wording. So get with the leader how it is. It's your confidence because you just haven't asked. So the question I always, you know what, I've got their information. I'm excited. They're going to be a customer. But always remember, you know what, I don't want to forget to ask you this question. There's always this option where you can get amazing results and get paid. Is that something, you know, I just don't want you to not do this part. So don't forget to ask, okay? But I'm going to get to these last couple.
Well, one last step in the morning. So as soon as you're off here, go to your mirror and write, I am a distributor gathering machine. And look at that every morning when you wake up.
Yeah, and to Steph's point, like what was so powerful that she said, it's that, you know, you work so hard to get those distributors, but I think our mentality, like a young mentality, is that once you've signed them as a distributor, you're like, I did it, I got my distributors. But in actuality, like, you're just getting started. Like, that's like the win, you know, the battle, but then here comes the war. Like, that's your fast start on the line. That's why it's so important to get them that product credit, is because we don't get paid off the 99. Oh, but what we do get paid on is when they get that product credit. And so I think that's so huge of what you said. It's that it's so fun to get those 4, but then you're like, okay, now it's go time. It wasn't go time just to get them. It's go time now that you did get them. And I think that was really cool.
I'm going to answer this question. I'm going a little bit over. Sorry, John, but I think these are some important questions.
You don't have to apologize.
Do you send message on social media that are business and product, or just one or the other? So here's the thing is, most people are looking at your product. So if they're messaging you or you're messaging about them, still talk to them like a customer, but then go into the distributor part. So you can do both. So I do a little bit of both, but I always, if it's a product related post or message, I'll kick back that distributor option as well. I'm just very confident in that. I believe, why not go for it? I'm going to give you a post. And so this is what works for me. I say, you know what? I'm going to send you an example post right now. If you think you can post this, you can absolutely do what I do. Now send them the cleanse post, okay? Now say, go post this on your page. People are going to comment. So they just did a host a post for you, and you're actually just talking them through it. So now you probably just got some customers off of that post. That person's excited, and they may become a distributor. So, you know, if you're messaging people, they're like, no, I don't have time, we're going to eliminate all obstacles for you. So just say, you know what, could you just try this post for me? I'll send you a free sample of one of our hot new products. Let's just see what happens. No pressure. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to give you this, post it. So now instead of somebody telling you they don't have time, no, I'm not interested in the product, they're going to host a post for you. You guys think you can do that? I mean, it really is thinking outside of the box. How bad do you want this? Are you willing to ask those few questions? So yes, it is genius, and that's probably where I'm at. So I'm giving you, so there may be
genius
some secrets.
level 10.
Yeah. So it's just, I think that we just forget, we stop. We don't dig a little bit deeper and just go for one more ask, because you just don't know. So those are some things. So what are some tips on closing out the month strong? So we know if you guys are promoting, if it's a brand new distributor, they said absolutely going for their 4 or 5 loyal customers. Hey, you know what? You're almost to your first goal of hitting that 400 club. I can't wait to announce you. So dig deep, start from the bottom and work your way up, because that's what pushes everybody to the top, right? So that Ruby may not realize the exact amount that they need, but that Emerald and Diamond probably does. So we always want to start from the bottom and let them know, you guys aren't going to know charting right away, but hey, all you need is this. I'm going to send you a post that seems to be working, which could be a host to post or whatever. Let's reach out to 10 more people tonight to see if we can get you some month-end sales. The collagen post right now, we should be asking all of our current loyal customers, hey, is this something that you'd want to order before it goes on back order? So something like that.
And it's great because it's a trickle-up effect. If you start with somebody that's a distributor and they get their 4 customers, that's a $400 that could push somebody to executive. That executive now could be somebody that pushes somebody to a Ruby, and that Ruby. So if you start from the bottom and work your way up, it pushes everything up and actually is the foundation for everybody's promotion within your organization.
Yeah. And sometimes you guys can do like even special contests or different things. So at the beginning, I didn't have a lot of money, right? So gosh, I'm just getting started. I'm pushing for that Ruby bonus. What can I offer them? Maybe you reach out to that Diamond or Double and say, hey, could we do a contest together? Maybe it's entering to win a free product. Maybe it's to enter a call with a leader that you want. Sherry Lynn or John or one of your leaders could help you reach out to somebody like that. So it doesn't have to be anything, but again, people love contests. They love to be shouted out. They love those kind of things. So that's some things that we try to do month end to really get them going. And then I really do love this last question. I think we're on our last question. And if there's something on here, I'll have Joel read through here just to see. What would you say to the people that feel like they're tapped out of all resources or feel stuck and doesn't know what to do? You're going to go through seasons, guys. So just understand that. I want you to understand this business. It's never easy and it's never just hard. There's always going to be a different part of the season that you're in. So let's just say that we were a bridal shop. Do you think that they know that there's going to be high points and low points of the year? So we know that there's certain areas of the year for it works that we're going to have a massive growth. And then sometimes it's like people decide, summer, they might take a break. That is when you need to work the hardest, when you need to be the most consistent, because people are still watching you and they're going to come to the ones that are being the most consistent. Okay. So we know the end of the year, people are starting to get ready. You guys are coming into a really big year. This is my favorite time of the year because I know what's coming. You all know what's coming. The new year is coming. We need to get people started in this business now because we can set them up as rubies, emerald, diamonds. So when they go into conference, they're going to blow up and whatever is announced. So you need to understand it works as a business. how do we feel like we can get different resources? There's so many different avenues on social media, and it's constantly changing. So if you feel like people don't look at your stuff, if you're not getting likes, ignore it. Be consistent with posting. I am the same way, guys. It used to be thousands of likes on posts, and it's not nearly that, but I don't panic because I understand what they've done. Does that make you feel better? So you all should take a deep breath and go, okay, people do like me. It's not me. And I've even gotten lazy. I don't go through and like and comment on everybody's stuff like I used to. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I'm almost like a worker for Facebook and Instagram. I'm very focused with my time because I love my husband, I love my family, and so I want to get on and off. So understand what you're going to be doing with that. Honestly, have you guys handed out a coupon? I was just talking to Joel about that. I'm like, I hand out coupons. Nobody even knows what it is, and they're beautiful new Blitz cards. And people just don't do that because you get lazy. You get used to social media, and then you think, oh, it's not working. No, there's so many different avenues that you guys could be utilizing with the Blitz card, with the coupon. Is it scary? Absolutely. But what if that person is out at a restaurant waiting on your table and they're your next Black Diamond? You know, we were looking for something. I'm so grateful that we took that chance. We were searching for something. So there's somebody out there searching for you. Expos, this is another great thing. Some of our girls love expos. They actually went, I'm going to give you guys a tip, and you're probably going to do this now. So they went to an esthetician expo, but they brought all of their keto product. You would think that they would bring all of the facial line, collagen, all of that, right? They're competing with so many other booths that have all the facial lines that their booth with the keto was the hottest booth in the event. And this was in Las Vegas just a few months ago. They sold out of all of their product, paid for their booth, and paid for the next year. And their booth was $3,600. They made $7,000 in product sales, not to mention all of the leads, all the customers, and all the distributors. I'm not saying you need to go do that, but you can start small, free expos, especially the fall. There's so many back to school things going on, gyms. Hey, I'd love to partner with you. So there are plenty of things that you can be doing. It's a matter of, are you willing to do the work? Plain and simple. Are you willing to do it? Because me and Joel were desperate. We were in a place of, I am a worker. Tell me what to do, and I'm willing to do it. If it didn't work out the way I wanted to, I learned from it, and I got better. So that's what you guys need to look at is, will you learn from it? Will you get better and do it again? So those are some things. Always reinventing, always being up to date and reading on what the trends are for social, if that's how you want to build. So I'm not sure if there was.
I've got one last question that I'm going to answer on here, and it says, if you think there was one thing that makes you number one, what would it be? End all answer is Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, we would not be where we are. And it's plain and simple, because of the fact that God gave us this platform to change people's lives. And if I don't take a moment and point that out, I'm not doing him a good service because of the fact that he's given us this ability. So that is the one thing that I can guarantee you is the reason why we're number one and how we were able to get number one.
Well, and we didn't hold on to that, you guys. You all have the same. You've been given the exact same gift that we were. And so we just share it with everyone. And that is something I still get scared and nervous. And, people think, oh, you're just such a natural at this. Guys, this is so uncomfortable for me, but I wasn't just given this to just keep it to myself. And I'm so grateful that I can share that with people. And so people are always like, you need to do these more. You need to share more. And I still have that doubt, but constantly trying to work on myself too. So know that you were given this gift to give it away. That's all we have to do. To open your mouth, they have the choice. You did what you were supposed to do. But I hope that is what you guys are looking for. I hope you see that we're totally normal. We just work.
If not, after this is over, John, just go ahead and get rid of the recording. Don't share it with anybody. Just destroy all the evidence.
Yeah, and guys, I hope our goal when we do these Zooms, calls, whatever they are, is that you get at least one thing from it. You know, that's what I'm always going to, why we go and learn ourselves, why we put ourselves in positions to learn from people that have done more than we have, because we know that if we don't learn, we won't be able to teach you guys. So one thing I hope that you guys got from this tonight, it looks like possibly you've got something.
And we just got a notification that while we were doing this, Steph got a customer.
Look at that.
Multitask.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
What you don't see happening down here. I mean, we're actually on here. We don't even have any pants on.
Yeah. No, I do.
Guys, we just want to thank you so much for taking the time and pouring into our team. You don't have to do this. Me and Sherry, we love you guys. We just value your friendship, your leadership, just always a stable voice. You're the same whether we're, in February as we are in December and everything else in between. We're getting to do this together, and it's people like you that just encourage us to just be a better version of ourselves. And genuinely, we love you guys, and we're just so grateful to be in the foxhole with you day in and day out, and that we have your back any and every day. And we're excited what God's going to do in this company and into the end of the year, the end of the month. And team, it's up to us. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They said it over and over again. It's up to us what we're going to do. It's up to you. What goal are you going to set every day? Make it a non-negotiable. Be consistent with it, and great things will happen. And so I'm going to leave it there. If y'all have anything else.
Everybody smile.
I see a lot of black
I see a lot of
so
no
you want
people,
your face on here.
yeah.
We're taking a picture.
Yeah, get your face on here because
I look like this. I had a migraine tonight. It was like, ugh. So I'm grateful that I don't have a migraine anymore. But
well, let me see. Everyone better be smiling.
Oh, they're popping. Everybody's starting to pop on.
They're like, oh, I want to be.
There you are. Actually, I just wanted to see who am I really talking to.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it when it says cell phone. I'm like, whose cell phone?
Hey, your case is cute, Joel. I like that.
3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
All right. Well, we love you. Thank you for having us on. And let's rock out this month end. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully, you guys will make it up to Grand Rapids boot camp or an event. Really make sure that you guys stay connected, stay close to the fire, because that's what keeps me and Joel going too. And I know a lot of you as well. So thank you again, guys, so much.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all.
Love you. See ya.
Bye.